Okay, so today what we're going to be working on is the law of sines. So I'd like you to put me on pause and do the try this and then come back and check your answers. Okay, so in the do now it says that we have triangle ABC. Angle C is a right angle, so we have a right triangle. Find AC if side AB is 9 centimeters and angle B is 35 degrees. Okay, so let's draw a picture. So I have triangle ABC and it's a right triangle. And the right angle is C, so I have A and B. Remember, it doesn't matter where you put that. So I have find AC if AB is equal to 9 centimeters and angle B is 35 degrees. So it is a right triangle, and I'm going to use SOHCAHTOA. So I have my hypotenuse is 9. Across from 35, that would be my opposite, and then I have this side is adjacent. Now, there's nothing on the adjacent side, so I'm not going to use it. So which function uses opposite and hypotenuse? That would be sine. So I'm going to use sine here. So it's going to be sine. Remember, what goes with the trig function is the angle, so it's the sine of 35 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, so that's x over 9. So I'm going to put sine 35 over 1 and cross multiply. So I get x is equal to 9 sine 35. Let's plug that into the calculator. So 9 times sine 35, we get 5.16, and I just kind of rounded that. Okay, so now we can find the missing side of a triangle if you have a right triangle. So what I'm going to show you now is that you can actually find the missing side of a triangle if you're given any triangle, if you're given two angles and a side. So remember in geometry, you prove triangles congruent by angle, angle, side. So that's what we have to have. We have to have two angles and one side. So we need angle, angle, side. So this is the law of sines. So law of sines is a ratio. It's a proportion. We will not use all three of these. We're not using A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. We will be using two. So I might be using these two, or maybe my proportion that I'm using involves these two. This one and this one. So it depends on what you're given. We don't use all three though. We only use two out of the three to make the proportion. And the letters will change according to what letters are being used in the triangle. So let's see what we have here in this triangle, triangle ABC. Now remember, to label a triangle, it does not normally matter where you put the angles, the letters for the angles. Remember, the angles are lettered with capital letters. Sides are labeled opposite of their angle and with lowercase letters. So this is side A because it's opposite angle A, side C because it's opposite angle C, and side B because it's opposite angle B. So in order to use the law of sines, you have to have two angles. So notice in this triangle, you would be given two angles, and you have to be given a side. Now, the side you're given has to be opposite one of the given angles. And then the side you have to find has to be opposite the other given angle. So in this particular triangle, I would not be able to find side C because I don't have angle C. Now, you could always find angle C by using the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. But I'm not asked to find side C. I'm asked to find side B. So remember, when you use law of sines, you have to have angle, side opposite, angle, find the side opposite. Okay, so let's just take a look at these setups down here. And I just want to make sure that we all know how to set up the proportion. So notice I have here triangle number 1, triangle ABC. I'm given side AC, I'm given side BC, and I'm given angle A and angle B. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to label the sides. So this would be side C, side A, and side B. So I'm given angle B, given side B. So that would be B over sine of angle B. equals, I'm finding side A given angle A. So that would be A over sine of angle A. All right, so let's take a look at number 2. So I have triangle RST. So let's label the sides. So my sides are little r, little t, and little s. So I have side S, find side S, given angle S. So that would be S over sine of S equals, given R, side R, and given angle R. So that would be R over sine of R. That would be the step. Okay, so let's flip it over and take a look on the back. Okay, so let's take a look. We have in triangle ABC, A is 10, angle A is 30 degrees, angle B is 50 degrees. Find side B to the nearest integer. So what we're going to do, start off by drawing a triangle. So I have triangle ABC. Okay, so I have little a is here, little b is here, and a little c would be here. So I have side A is 10, angle A is 30 degrees, angle B is 50 degrees, and I'm looking for side B. So my proportion would be B over sine of B equals A over sine of A. So now we're going to plug in. So little b is x, and I want sine of my angle, sine of angle B. So sine of 50 equals A, little a, which is 10, over sine of angle A, so that's sine of 30. So I'm going to cross multiply. So I get x sine 30, I like to put the x in front, equals 10 sine 50. You're not going to plug anything into the calculator until the end. So remember, we're solving for x, so divide both sides by sine 30. Now we're going to use the calculator. So we plug in 10 sine 50 divided by sine 30. And you should get 15. .320888886, and to the nearest integer would be 15. Okay, so let's take a look at number 2. Okay, so number 2 says, in triangle DAT, little t is 21, angle D is 27, angle A is 105. We're finding side D to the nearest integer. Okay, so let's draw a triangle. Triangle DAT. So this is side A, side D, and side T. All right, so this is what I know. So side T is 21. Angle D is 27 degrees. Angle A is 105 degrees. And we're looking for side D. Okay, so notice here that I have side 21, side T, but I don't have the angle opposite. You have to have that angle in order to use this side 21. So how do I find the third angle of a triangle if I have two sides? So I'm sure you guys remember the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. All the angles of a triangle add to 180. So it's 180 minus 105 minus 27, and that comes out to be 48. So this angle T is 48 degrees. So my setup will be T over sine of angle T equals D over sine of angle D. All right, let's plug in our information. So I have 21 over sine 48 equals X over sine 27. So we cross multiply, and we get X sine 48 equals 21 sine of 27 divided by sine 48. So we just plug that into the calculator all at one time, and we get 12.82 to the nearest integer would be 13. Okay, so that's it, and we'll practice in class tomorrow. Have a good night.